Hey there, and welcome to painting one of Nalzur's marvellous miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. And just checking out the Adventurers campsite and painting it. Now, this is a fast paint job, just want to get it done so it can get down on the table. So it's going to be looking at how to paint things quickly. And before you can see the wagon that comes with it. Yeah, it did need a little bit of repairs. It came with a little bit of damage, but yeah, that's all good. It's repair-ed now. And then there's all the bits, which I'll show you in just a second. Here is the rest of the stuff. So at the back here we've got 1 horse, 2 horse, a couple of chests, cooking pot, fire, a couple of weapons racks. Not quite sure what they're doing, but apparently adventurers now carry weapons racks around with them. Coming more to the foreground, we've got a book, a scroll, a couple of backpacks, a bag of holding, and a couple of bedrolls to lay up on the floor. Now, all of these have just been started off because the miniatures come primed, which is great. Both the horses had their front legs needed a bit of straightening, but to do that, you just stick them in boiling water. The resin becomes supple very quickly. When you take them out of the boiling water, just move them rapidly, and as soon as they start to stiffen up, if they're not quite right, dip them again. And then you need to drill and pin the hoofs in place in order to get them to fit. Or you can drill just by using an allspike and stabbing it into the base, and then getting a knife and kind of twiddling the knife, getting the tip of a scalpel blade, craft blade, X-Acto knife, anything like that, box cutter or what have you. Just twist the blade and it'll start cutting through the plastic, and then you can force an allspike through. An allspike, if you don't know, it's just a metal spike with a handle attached to it. And then I've just used a mixture of brown ink. It's the flesh ink wash and black ink, and yellow ink and red ink, but they've only really gone on the fire. And all of the stuff that's applied at the moment is just inks, and this is to get down some tonal ranges really quickly, because like I say, this is a fast paint, trying to get it done in just one day, including chucking it all together. So it's like, including prep so far at this point, probably done about 3 hours of work or something. Here then is our first year painting, and not gonna twizzle just because it will just come in and out of focus and look cag. And again, straight over the primer. This is really bad practice, by the way. Shh. I'm not being bad. If you're fast painting, this is a good way because you get tonality very quickly. Also, I'm using Vallejo paint, and it's said that on the box for this that this is actually a primer designed for Vallejo paint, so it actually takes the ink very well. Now, often if you're not using the right ink for your primer, it's not that it'll give bad coverage, it's just that it might come off very easily. But the advantage of using ink is you get all of this tonal variation, so a lot of your tonality is already built in. So I've got all of this blue tonality, and then I've used a purple ink on sort of the windows and the recessed panels to kind of make them more windowy and more recessed paneling, and then I've just applied a green ink over the roof, over the top of the blue ink, so everything went blue first, and it just gives me that kind of nice worn coppery look. I just thought that would be quite good. Was told, this was the request, blue and gold is the colour scheme, so this is going to be very garish, but I thought that bit of copper on the roof would just add a bit of variety and interest to the gaudy wagon. There we go, and here is our basic gold work on, and as you can see it's quite a gaudy carriage, and this is a dark gold, so next up I'm going to be putting a shiny light gold on it, and just to run highlights, etc, etc. And not actually going to be doing tons more to this. We'll put black rims on all the wheels because that was a thing, and also we'll paint the springs underneath all black, just so that there is the high contrast. We'll probably just paint in the curtains in like a buttercup yellow, but I'll get the detail work done on this, and then we'll move on to the detail work for the other pieces. Here then are all of the other pieces from the set, not Esmeralda's caravan, but the horses and chests and bedrolls and fire and pot and blah and blah. So you've been super efficient when you're doing this, because this is like a batch painting technique. you would have applied the silver and the gold at the same time you were doing the gold and silver on the caravan, but I've kind of been slipshod and not done it. But I did go straight from doing the silver, the last bits on the caravan, to doing these. And then all of these have just had a very thin black ink wash over them to knock back the colour. And that's because unlike the caravan itself, which I got expressly told to be as gaudy as possible, I just wanted these to have that kind of slightly worn effect. Also, did the sign on the back of the caravan. There is a little sign on the back of the caravan because it's got a chained up door. And so I did that with white because it's white on blue, so it stands out pretty well. And so I've also applied white to horses. So it's just final touches on all of this stuff. Colours on the horses for the backpacks, just for sort of the bedroll blankets and saddle blankets, and a couple of details on some of the bags and that. So I'll get that done and we'll see them all in situ in just a moment. You got to go then, all the last bits in, final details. So it's just been a case of saddle blankets, sorry, took a little while there, slow. Blankets on backpacks, little details on things like this little, I think it's the everybody must have bag of holding, just putting some pattern on, getting some detail in. And also, here is the completed Esmeralda's carriage, but in our case it's Derek's carriage, including the no exit door here at the back. And it's a gaudy number. I haven't done anything to tone back the gold because it's meant to be a shiny gaudy number. I've been taking some notes from the, I think, Bavarian artillery from the Napoleonic War on the wheels and such forth. And there we have it. So, here's our camp all set up. We're just waiting for our party of adventurers. So I hope it's been some interest to you, and I think your painting quickly is going really well. This one took me about 9 hours, so as ever, methodology gets through stuff pretty quickly, and that's 9 hours from beginning to prep, getting everything, had to straighten the legs of horses, get them into bases, had to stick bits of the wagon back to peak together, including the lanterns had snapped off and the back wheels had snapped off. Comes pre-primed, so it's just the ink work, the detail work in the painting, making sure you're getting all your ink work done first so that you've got all your tonal values in place, and then getting into your detailed colours at the end just to make everything come together. Thank you for watching, have a good one and take care. Bye bye.